Welcome to the Impact Data Hub by Social Impact World. Really excited to share essentially V1 of this tool with you to get your thoughts and feedback. So, the Impact Data Hub is essentially two parts. It's built on a foundation of data. The two parts are the data side. So, it's a combination of curation as well as contributed data that focuses on stats, benchmarks, case studies, executive quotes about corporate impact. And then the second piece is the tool that we built on top of the actual data set. So we're on the homepage. Let me walk you through this. The first part, as I mentioned, is the data. Let me go ahead and clear these filters here. So we have a ton of different filters that you can use, as well as a search bar. You can put in keywords, tags, things like that, to really help you navigate the data that we do have in the system. Right now, for this example, we have 36 data points within the hub. So let me go ahead and click on the Find Insights button without selecting any filters, so that way you can see essentially what the search results look like with all the data here. It's sorted by the most current year. And if I go back to the search, actually let me go back to this page. You can actually click into each stat or benchmark or case study or executive quote. You'll get in this case, the stat, and you'll get a key insight, which is a little bit of context about the stat. Then you get the details. You get the impact area where the stat is linked to, as well as the business outcome. You get the source, you get the published year, and of course, you can view the original source of the data. So back to the search results, we're going to use some filters. And so we have three sections for this tool. We have impact areas, we have business outcomes, data types. So the impact areas are essentially the areas where we're focusing our time and attention and energy when it comes to impact. The business outcomes are of course, outcomes that we're trying to influence or impact within our business. And data types, this is essentially any type of data that you're interested in surfacing. So as an example, let's select volunteering as our impact area, and the business outcome that we want to drive is employee engagement, and we're interested in stats as well as benchmarks. We click Find Insights. The system will take your criteria into account and surface the data that is linked to that criteria. And again, very similar to the search results page, you can dive into each one of these data points individually. So that is the data side of the Impact Data Hub. And of course, as more data gets input into the system, more insights will bubble up and the more interesting things we can actually do with that data. The next piece is our business value translator tool. One of the biggest challenges that I have heard from impact leaders is struggling with translating their impact work into business value. So how is volunteering? How is community engagement? How is that actually translating to helping our business? And of course, that's what executives really ultimately care about. And so we built a tool to really help you with that. So how this works is you select an impact area. So again, as our example, we're going to use volunteering. The business outcome that we're trying to drive, employee engagement. And then we have our impact initiatives. We can select from a pretty lengthy pick list of options, but for this example, we're focusing on volunteering. So as I start typing in volunteering, notice that the list of options shrinks to hone in on the initiatives that make the most sense for what I'm actually typing in. So in this case, we have three options: employee volunteering, VTO, and skills-based volunteering. I'm actually going to select all three. And then we're going to generate my business case. And so now on this page, we have the criteria, all the different options that we selected. And then we have the meat of this page, which is this section right here. So based off of the impact initiatives that I selected, the system is telling me these are the areas of the business where your impact initiatives most likely can drive the most business value. As an example, employee volunteering. We know that it can impact talent retention. We know that it can impact productivity and performance, as well as brand trust and reputation. So now, armed with this knowledge, you know the areas where this particular initiative or this work can actually impact your business. And then we give you a recommendation. So based off of employee volunteering and how it can drive business value, the best thing you can do is to connect with your HR team and figure out if they have any employee engagement goals. And then from there, determine how volunteering can slot into some of the initiatives that they have going on. So that way you can help with their goals. So now you're influencing another department's goals positively. You are building that relationship with your HR team and you're collaborating with them. The same thing with VTO. We know that it can influence and impact talent retention, employee health and well-being, and employee engagement and satisfaction. So, recommendation here, again, go to your HR team and determine if VTO can be included in the policies around employee health and well-being, things like that, because we know that it does have a material impact on at least the mental health of people in general. And so that's the meat of this page. And below that, we have the supporting data. So these are stats, benchmarks, executive quotes, case studies, anything that's going to help you build your business case. So now if you're going into a presentation, if you are pitching your boss or the executive team, you have some stats that you can lean on to really make your case. Whether you're trying to start a program, you're trying to scale a program, maybe you're trying to unlock more resources. Now you have some data points that can really be used to make your case. So that is the business value translator for the Impact Data Hub and one of the many tools that we're going to be building in the future to really turn the data that we have in the system into usable, valuable insights that can really help corporate impact practitioners elevate their roles as strategic leaders in their businesses. So we'd love to get your thoughts. This is V1 of the tool. It's going to evolve over time. We're going to have more data in the system, more tools, all that good stuff. But we'd love to get your thoughts on anything that really stood out to you or something that you would love to see in a future iteration of the Impact Data Hub. So let me know in the comments below. Appreciate it. Thank you for your attention.